Hi everyone and welcome to this video on Test Prep by Inside IIM, where we will discuss all about the selection criteria of IIM Bangalore, which has been released for the batch of 2023 to 25. We will discuss all about the changes introduced this year, the weightages of the various components at different stages, and what it means for you. In the phase 1, IIM Bangalore screens candidates based on the institute's minimum overall and sectional CAT 2022 cutoffs. About 85% of all the test takers are filtered out at this stage. However, these are the percentiles which are the minimum cutoff, and they do not mean that people who would fetch these cutoffs would definitely get a call from IIM Bangalore. This is just the basic hygiene cutoff which has to be passed to be qualified for the next stage. For the general category, the overall cutoff has been decided at 85 percentile, 80 percentile for VARC, 75 for DILR and 75 for QA. Similarly, the cutoffs are mentioned for the other categories as well in the table here. Now let us come to phase 2, that is shortlisting candidates for the VAT PI process based on the weighted scores. So here the candidates are finally shortlisted on the basis of the CAT scores, 10th and 12th marks and work experience. The weights of these different categories are mentioned in this table here. The CAT 2022 scores would have the maximum weightage, a huge 55%. So a major chunk is still in your hands, that is the CAT 2022 scores. 10th and 12th scores would constitute 15% each. Good news for people with low scores in their graduation that IIM Bangalore has removed graduation scores from the selection criteria this year. Work experience would account for 10%. How the work ex points are calculated, we will see it in the next slide. An additional 5% are given for gender diversity. Coming to the weightages of the various sections in the 55% given to the CAT scores, VARC would account for 19%, DILR 21% and QA would constitute only 15%. Though there are no academic diversity points at this stage, the low QA weightage can be seen as a step to get more non-engineers. Now let's come to the work experience score calculation. IIM Bangalore has always given due importance to work experience, and this year too, candidates having a work ex of 36 months or more would be given the maximum points, that is 10. For candidates having work ex less than 36 months, their scores would be calculated by multiplying the number of months into 10 and dividing by 36. For example, if the work ex is 18 months, the candidate would get 18 into 10, that is 180, divided by 36, which comes to 5 points. These number of months would be calculated only till July 2022. Beyond this, candidates with the top 10 highest scores in CAT 2022 and those among the top in the CA, ICWA, CS category would automatically qualify for the VAT PI round. Now let us come to the final phase of the selection criteria, that is shortlisting for final admissions. To compute the final scores and to prepare the list of the candidates who would be getting admission, the CAT 2022 weightage would be 25%, 10th and 12th marks would constitute 10% each. Weighted work ex score would be 10%, which basically means that at this stage, not only the number of months, but panelists would also judge the quality of work experience to arrive at this weighted score. The written ability test would constitute 10% and PI would finally constitute 35% in the final selection. Now that we have discussed the different phases of the selection process, let us take a look at the key highlights and what the selection criteria means for you. CAT scores have a 55% weight in the first phase and a 25% weight in the final phase. So CAT scores would be a major factor which can be of some relief to candidates who think that their profiles are not that good. Next, within CAT, IIM Bangalore has also defined that the DILR performance would have greater weightage than the VARC performance, which in turn would have greater weightage than the QA performance. This can be of some relief to the non-engineers. If you have 3 years or more of work experience, IIM Bangalore will reward you with the maximum possible marks, that is 10, in the VAT PI shortlisting phase. Your quality of work will become more important in the final shortlisting criteria. If you have terrible graduation marks, you won't be punished, as this year IIM Bangalore has removed graduation marks from the selection criteria. IIM Bangalore would only consider your class 10th and 12th performance. Women would have a slight edge in the admission process, but only limited to the VAT PI shortlisting phase in which they would get some diversity points. There continues to be no weightage for academic diversity. You can check out our article on Inside IIM, in which we have written about the selection criteria in detail. The link is in the description. We would be discussing the selection criteria of other top B schools in the upcoming videos, so subscribe to our channel and stay updated. Thank you so much for watching and all the best.